Hi, hello. So I'm live today, and I want to bring this story I just came by literally like an hour ago. I just came by this story from TikTok, right? And yeah, apparently the UN is moving a quarter of its staff in New York, right, to Africa, Kenya. And obviously, something is going on here, and we're here to talk about it, right? So, starting off, I'm going to be reading a bit from this article here by Pulse, right? The article reads mass relocation of mass relocation of UN agency staff from New York to Nairobi causes jitters. And the main part of this article is here where they said about a quarter of the staff in the New York office will be affected because these are the people that will be moving down. And this has already been decided as well, by the way. It's not even in the conversation phase. They are not saying they are talking about it. It's decided. And they're saying here in the article that the objective behind this major relocation is to enhance the efficiency and effectiveness of the agency by moving its core operations nearer to the populations in need. The relocation also involves staff members who are integral to policy development and the maintenance of vital interagency and intergovernmental relationships. Critics argue that managing these critical functions from afar could present significant challenges. Oh my goodness, who believe these lies I'm hearing? Who believe these lies I'm hearing? Oh, who? I want to read that again. Critics, I don't know if these critics are African critics, if these critics are, them palm colored people critics. I don't know who them critics are, but they argued that managing these critical functions from afar could present significant challenges. Why is it right now? Why is it right now that they are talking about how it would be difficult for them to manage these critical functions from afar? How long have the UN been running for, please? Now, all of a sudden, managing these critical functions from afar could present significant challenges. I'm not buying it. Something fishy definitely going on here. Most certainly, something is going on here. And before I get into anything else, I'm seeing some people saying in the chats talking about, oh, why they like black people or why they not more blessed. One chat, let me just highlight it, right? AB says, we don't need them. We don't need them. People. Where's black people? I only see fewer. Let me read this again, like more clearly. We don't need them people. Where's black people? I only see fewer. This is the thing, right? I want to really bring these comments up because I saw it and I'm like, I'd love to touch a little bit on it because quite frankly, I don't think it will make any difference if it's a black person coming. And this is why, or if it's black people, majority black people coming. As long as you are coming with an organization that is not going to work for the advantage of the people, it doesn't matter who is coming. For real, it really doesn't matter who is coming, because if they are going to be doing the bidding of the UN, the bidding of the UN is not to the advantage of African people. They are here to get what they can for their people. Black representatives, it doesn't matter if there's any black people here. It's the same thing with, I don't know if I can use this example, but I stand corrected if I state this wrong, right? It's the same thing with when our African American brothers and sisters talk about how Obama was the president 2 terms in the US and he's a black man, right? But he was not really of like to the advantage of African American people or black Americans. They didn't really see what he did for them. because even though he was in office, he wasn't exactly there for them. So it doesn't matter if it's black people coming or white people coming or Asian people coming, whoever it is that's coming, as long as they are tied to that organization, they are loyal to the organization. They are going to do what the organization wants them to do. So they are not still here coming for the people. And this is the thing, when I see black people working for these organizations, or generally when I see black people doing the biddings of these people, it's either two things for me. It's either one, you are obviously a coon and you are aware of what you are doing deliberately, or two, you are just altogether ignorant. Because there is no way you would know what these organizations are doing, and then you carry your two left leg and say, yes, I want to champion the objectives of these people. I want to go and make their dream come true. You have to either be ignorant as a black person to be part of these organizations, in my humble opinion, right? Because me, as I day here, so Ivie, Anita, I know better than to want to work for these organizations, because I'm aware of what they do. So I'm so aware that I would not want to work for them, because I know what they do and their values and my values don't meet. So I would not apply. I'm not a fan of them. So you would not find someone like me there. And I'm guessing other people as well that are more knowledgeable about the activities of these people, you won't find them there as well. But the black people who are not as knowledgeable about the activities of these people or what they are really doing globally, and believe this positive angelic image that they put out there, oh, they are the United Nations, they are going around the world helping people, they are giving this person aid, doing that, this, that, and the third for, the people who are suffering globally. All of that is a front. But of course, some people believe that's front, right? And they don't see into the inner calculus of the activities of these people. So yes, if you see a black person there, an African person there, someone of African descent working with these organizations, that person will either be ignorant. That person is either an ignorant person, or someone who is, you have to even be intentionally ignorant, deliberately ignorant, for you to not see these things. Or that person is just a flat out coon. Yes, someone who is aware, knows damn well, but he just wants to do, massa bidding, right? So I just want to quickly address that now and moving on. So it doesn't matter who is coming. It doesn't matter who is coming, whether it's white, black, Asian, whether you're polka dots, purple. As long as you're tied to the organization, that's who you work for. You are going to do their bidding still. It's the same with when you see black people in the US Army, in Nigeria, or anywhere in Africa, doing the bidding of the US. Down here, causing the mayhem and destruction. They are tied to these bodies, right? But of course, they're going to do what these bodies want them to do. But you will not see someone like me, or someone who is pan-Africanist or real pro-black people to you would not see them in these organizations, because they know better. You either have to be an ignorant person, or deliberately ignorant, I might add, even self, or a coon, for you to be in these places. Because not only do they not really even help, when you really think about these organizations, not only do they not even help the people in where you are coming from, right, your own ethnic groups there, say for example in the US, they also would not help any of our people globally. So it really doesn't matter now whether it's a black person or a white person. It really does not matter who's coming. As long as they're coming under the umbrella of the UN, they are not going to be of any advantage to black people. But now, very quickly, still on the topic, right? This is the same UN. They are moving close to home. This is the same UN that have been caught several times here on the continent, in Congo and everywhere else, smuggling resources. This is the same UN that have been their so-called peacekeepers that they send down here. Like this article now, I'm going to read it from this article. Portuguese UN peacekeepers accused of helping to smuggle diamonds, gold, and drugs out of Central African Republic. And I'm reading this article right now from Sky News, right? This article was posted it's from 2021, May 8th, November, right? So it's a bit old, and there are others out there. I'm just using this as an example. So this guy, I'm so sorry, I would have put these pictures up. I would have put these pictures up, but I could not figure out how to add these things here. But yeah, this is the same UN that we are very much aware come on the continent and cause do a lot of damage. They are stealing, they are causing mayhem, they are funding rebel groups. Excuse me, they are funding rebel groups, and now they want to move. They literally want to move close, move home, move to our home, so they can be so close and on ground ready at all times to continue perpetuating all of these evils. That's what this is. And if anybody don't see it for what it is, I'm so sorry. All I can say is you need to open your eyes and not buy into the lie. This whole image that the UN have is just a front. It's just a front. And I just very quickly want to bring this video on here. I thought I should come on live because I said I was going to try and be coming on live like more frequently, because some of these topics that we have, I really like it when I can come on live and people can, chime in as well. Right, I came by this story not too long ago, and the sister I came that actually posted the story said something very interesting. Right, she posted this story on her TikTok. Let me give her flowers. Right, she's actually my mutuals on TikTok. Her handle is n.i.d.e.bantu people, right? And in the caption, she said, in the caption of this video, where she shared this story, she said, when you are asleep, you believe that the West build roads in Africa for Africans. When you wake up, you understand they built those roads to drive out African resources and bodies to exploit. Talk about putting the nail on the head when I read this caption. Because the African people who believe that these people are actually here to do something for them, they believe everything that the UN do. Yes, the UN do is for African people. When they see them so-called building roads, right? Oh, they are doing this for the advantage of African people. But no, they're actually building these roads, putting down these infrastructures so that they can continue to suck things out of the continent. They're building it so they can effectively and more conveniently get in and out, right? That is why when you see that during when, colonization, quote unquote, ended, if I can even, colonization never ended, right? It was rebranded, new colonialism, but quote unquote, when it ended, you would hear that a lot of the infrastructures, so-called infrastructures that the colonizers erected on the continent, they destroyed a lot of them, right? Because they were using those infrastructures then. They were using those infrastructures then for their benefits. Now that they are leaving, they didn't want the African people to benefit from them. So anything that these so-called, peacekeepers, whatever they call themselves these days, these hoodlums, right? That's why I prefer to call them. Anything you hear these criminals do is definitely not to the advantage of the people that they want you to believe that they are doing it for. It's so these people don't give anybody anything for free. They don't do anything for free. Anything you see them doing, investing in, they are giving this person aid, or they are doing this thing, or there is an ulterior motive. Just know that if they had given 10 naira or $10, they had gotten like 10 billion out of it. And I just wish African people can come to this realization, because you will see some African people, the way they carry these people on their head, like, singing their glory and be singing their praise, however the saying goes, right? And so then Muriel says it's all about capitalism. Yes, that's what it is. That's what it is. It's call a spade a spade. And now these people are moving to Kenya. That is insane. And our so-called leaders, them coons we have up there, let these people in. They are the ones who opened the door and told them, yes, you are welcome. Come in. And how would this affect the Kenyan people? I'm putting the link on the screen right now because this is going to be a quick live, right? How would this affect the Kenyan people? Is anybody talking about this? Because you have these people coming into Kenya, they're going to be settling in, communities in Kenya. Is anybody thinking about how this could lead to gentrification? How the rents could now skyrocket? How prices of things in the market, it's already so hard. I mean, it's hard globally, right? Inflation and everything going on. But how would these people, a quarter of the UN staff in New York, we don't know how many people that is, but regardless of the number, right? Everything is going to now start hitting the sky. Accommodation, transportation, fruits, veggies, food generally, clothing. This is gentrification we are looking at about to happen right here. Quite literally. This is that's how it's going to be. But people let these people in, right? People let these people in, our so-called leaders let them in. Them coons let these people in. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. Like I don't even know what to say right now. Sometimes you be on this continent and you see a lot of these things happening. Excuse me, my throat is just getting dry. Please down to drink water. And you, an everyday person, you don't even know what to do. Hi, Grace. Hello, Grace. Are you there?
Oh, yes. Hi.
Hi. Thank you for joining.
How are you doing?
I'm fine.
Yes,
Thank
thank
you.
you so much.
Hello. Hello, Grace. I think her connection is bad. Grace, if
I
you can
think
hear
that
me, maybe you should
there's
try.
hello.
Can
I
you
can
hear
hear
me?
you.
Okay. You want to contribute something. Thank you for joining us, by the way. Is there a lag? You know what, Grace? Maybe I will drop you, right? I'll kick you out now, then come back in immediately. The link is in the chat. So I'll kick you out and come back in. Maybe the connection will be better then. And for anyone else who wants to join the live, because it's going to be a quick live, you can come. The link is in the chat, right? So Grace, I'm kicking you out now. Just request to come back and I'll bring you back up immediately. So we have Anthony. African leaders are killing me. I swear. These people are killing me. Hi, Mr. Anthony. Good evening.
Hey, how you doing? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear
I
you.
think.
I'm fine, thank you. How
Oh,
are you?
I'm doing fine, sister man. I really appreciate you. I'm sorry. I'm kind of a little bit nervous, man. But I appreciate you invite. Allowing me on the
It's
show.
Thank you. Thank you for joining.
Yeah, hey, and I've been following your platform for a minute. But yeah, man, it's a trip, man. I can remember back in the 1990s. You ever heard of a Dr. John Henry Clark?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, but I remember Dr. John Henry Clark he had a speech back in like 1997 or something, and he said
Mm-hmm.
something that was real profound. He said, "I could imagine seeing." He was talking about gentrification. He said,
Yeah.
"I could imagine seeing Africa without Africans." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, at that time, we were like, "Come on, Dr. Clark, it ain't that serious." But if you look around now, I mean, it could actually be that one day.
Mm.
It could actually be that one day. I'm saying in terms of like all of the things that they're doing in Africa today now. It's just I don't know. It's profound, man. When you think about it. And like you said, they use our own little puppet leaders, these little people who they put in office to do
Yeah.
all of their reforms. A lot of people,
Mm-hmm.
okay, a lot of people say, they think about the miracle of Rwanda and how Rwanda is so great and how, and all of the great things that Paul Kagame is doing in Rwanda. But you know what? I guarantee you, people in the Congo don't feel that way.
You see,
You
I
know,
actually I actually used to think Paul Kagame was, a very African for the people, for the continent kind of man. But lately the revelations are they are heart wrenching, really. Like it's insane what man is doing to the Congolese people.
I mean,
That's
I mean,
crazy.
Paul. I mean, I mean, Paul could, I mean,
And I thought it was one of the few ones that actually had sense. I thought it was different earlier. That was like years ago, a couple of years ago. I used to think this, but recent turn of events, it's really scary. When you want to count on your fingers, we can't even count on one finger, like five fingers, five good leaders on the continent. That's insane. At the
it
moment,
really,
all we have is Mr. Traore from Burkina Faso, the president of Burkina Faso right now. He's
yeah,
looking pretty. I hope he continues the way he's going and things don't go south. But
yeah,
man is really looking like he's for the people, and he actually have a good head on his shoulders, Mr. Traore. Now I'm speaking of. But then I guess again, time will tell, right? It's
yeah,
so bad now to the point where they've gotten African people. We can't even trust good anytime we see it anymore, because we're like, is this really good or is this something else?
yeah.
That's
And that's
that's
the
that's
sad,
very sad. And
yeah,
and
that's the
earlier,
sad thing
sorry,
about
for just going on and on, Mr. Anthony. I want to let me just say this last point and let you come back in. You
it. Okay,
were talking about how they are using our own people against us.
yeah,
Yeah, our so-called leaders up there in the high political governmental positions, they are being used, but I feel like sometimes we don't talk about how the everyday African, the everyday black person is being used as well. Because you look
yeah,
at these organizations, you find people there. These are not government officials in these positions all the time. These are not high-end rich people that are in these positions or in these organizations. Sometimes you find the everyday African, the everyday black person, the everyday Caribbean person is there, the everyday citizen is there. It's just crazy. Like it could literally be anybody. If they are not using those up there, they are using the everyday masses as well.
yeah, yeah. Exactly. I agree with you 100%. I mean, we have
Mm,
here. I live here in America with the three Ks. And,
yeah,
we have uh some of the worst black puppet leaders in the world right here. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? They call the Congressional Black Caucus in the United States, but they really ain't nothing but the gatekeepers for white political domination. Global domination. That's all they really
Mm-hmm.
are. I mean, you have guys like, I mean, you have this joker in New York City, who's doing all of this caping for Israel and for all of this old foolishness. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, do you look in the mirror every day? Turn around and look at yourself, man, and listen at the stuff that you're saying. You know what I'm saying? This man talking about all of this garbage, really that don't have nothing to do with black people. You know what I'm saying? I
Mm.
mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you got the state of Israel, they up there trying to, did you just see though what his name is, the leader of Israel just said like last week, the speech he was
What
saying
is
about recreating this new relationship with Africa?
We don't want any relationship with these people. We don't want we don't want
Yeah.
any relationship.
Yeah, I mean, he really, basically, the things that he was talking about, he really was talking about the recolonization of Africa.
Yeah.
He was talking
And
about the recon. I mean,
one of
go
them
ahead, go ahead.
actually came out and outrightly said that they need to colonize Africa again. I've
I seen
forgotten
that
his
video.
name and the position
I
he
seen that.
held. I wasn't able to make a video on it. I think maybe I still will make a video on it. It's not too late. But it's crazy and it's that blatant, right?
Mm, yeah, I seen that video. I seen it.
Mm.
I thought I might have seen it on your show.
No, 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 I've
But
not made a video on it.
yeah, I seen the video though, where he definitely said we need to recolonize Africa, and they working toward it. It's an agenda, definitely. They
Hmm.
work toward it. I mean, that's why they keep up all of the political destabilization, like the stabilization in the Congo. I mean, the Congo hasn't been stable since 61, since the death of Patrice Lumumba. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, because the Congo is the richest piece of real estate on the planet Earth. With all of the natural resources, the mineral wealth, I mean, the agricultural potential that the Congo has, even the Congo River. This is the most powerful river in the world. The Congo River can light up, give electric power to all of Africa and Western Europe. You know what I'm saying? That's just how powerful that river is. And that's just the potential of the Congo. So these people know that we have to keep, because the Congo is the heart of Africa. We have to
Hmm.
keep this country. We have to keep this country destabilized. Because if ever a black leader, a strong, powerful Pan-Africanist leader ever rise in the Congo, they know it's a rap for them, man. I mean, it's a
Mm.
rap for them. I mean, as
Of
far as stealing the mineral resources and everything from out of Africa, they'll say they know it's a rap. So they put their little puppies in like Museveni in Uganda and Paul Kagame in Rwanda. No, Rwanda is the biggest exporter of coltan in the world. Rwanda has no coltan. All of the coltan, all of the
because
coltan is in the Congo.
Rwanda is part of they are funding the what is that rebel called again? That rebel group.
M23. It's
M4,
M23.
yes, they're funding that rebel group there, and they
Yeah.
are part of the destruction of the Congolese people and the Congolese
Yeah.
state.
Uh huh.
It's
Exactly.
it's it's,
And
it's just sad.
and all of the raping and pillaging that they're doing in the Congo, and
Mm-hmm.
the traumatization of the Congolese people. I mean, it's just, I mean, it's one thing for these colonizers from Europe or from everywhere else outside of Africa to do it, but when it's being done with the hands of our own people, so even
Yeah.
though it's a bigger person behind them, you know
Mm.
what I'm saying? And then this man has the nerve enough to stand up in front of world bodies and talking about African unity and all this stuff, man, when he ain't nothing but a devil. Ain't nothing but a
True.
devil, man. A useful devil. And he's not the only one. It's all across. And hey, I'm glad you said what you said, sister, about the brothers like Trayvon. We got to give him some time. Right now, I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for him. I'm hoping he's another
I am.
Sankara. And we got to stand up and be with him and stand behind him.
Of course, of course, of course. It's just that right now we are should I say a bit scared as a people. So even though yes, I see what Mr. Traore is doing, and I'm 100% behind him, I still have that feeling behind him. Please don't disappoint us. Please don't. You understand, right? So
I feel
it's
still. I be like, man, I hope it ain't a trick, man.
honestly, I hope it's not a trick because that it would break my heart for real. But I wanted
But
to ask you before you go.
go ahead.
I don't know. I came by this situation that's going on with the is a guy from North Carolina, I
No,
believe,
Carolina.
right? That's running for, is it mayor? They said he's running. His name is Mark Robinson, talking about make America great again and some narrative there. He even said African American people are the ones that need to pay reparations. It's insane. I don't know if you've heard of that yet.
I gotta look forward to it. Say it again. What did you say?
He said a lot of things. The Make America Great Again,
Okay,
the man
follow
has
things.
said, yeah, so he should I say in an attempt trying to justify the saying and standing behind the saying, talking about, how America will be great again and what time frame and not. He spewed a lot of things that didn't make any sense to me. But one thing that caught my attention was that he said African Americans need to pay reparations, that instead of them asking, they should not be asking for, this is not me quoting him now, I'm paraphrasing here, please. His name is Mark Robinson. He said African Americans should not in quotes, paraphrasing again, please, something about, that add allegedly now here again, just right, something about him allegedly saying African Americans should not be asking for reparations, they should be the ones to pay reparations. I was so confused, like what.
Yeah, it's stupidity. Hey, I'll just say this here before I knock off. That you got to remember, I'm gonna give you just a real short, brief story.
Mm.
During the enslavement of African people in America, we had this thing called the house Negro and the field Negro.
I know of that.
Yes. So you had the field Negro he didn't want nothing to do with slavery, and he wanted to get the hell away from slavery whatever way he could. But you had the house Negro who would do his master's business. You know what I'm saying? His
Mm,
master would put a top hat on something to go out there and you go out there and keep the people in line. You go out there, and do this and do that. He did his master's bidding. Like I said, when you see these black politicians in America, most part they are house Negroes. And they do what they sold. They do what they sold to do. You know what I'm saying? So that's how you
right.
gotta look at house Negroes. No, they don't speak for the majority of black people. But they the ones
Of
who
course.
they put out in front of us to, like, to keep us in line. They
Mm,
would spew their garbage. Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank
Yeah.
you very much, Mr. Anthony. I really appreciate and I enjoyed talking with you. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for the invite. Thank you, sister.
Thank you. So I want to read this comment from Blessed Africa. She said, or they said, I'm sorry if I misgendered you. They've been saying, talking about how Kenya is beautiful. Lots of Muzungu are in Kenya too. That's true. I was in Kenya last year, earlier last year, and I was shocked because I didn't know Kenya had that much white people in Kenya. I was so shocked that I asked the Kenyan man that was with the taxi driver on this fateful day. Like I told him that I was shocked to see a lot of white people because I thought like Kenya was more black, like maybe the Nigerian setting I'm used to. Um, but then there's a lot, not white. There's a lot of Arabs there. There are a lot of Indians there as well in Kenya, and it was shocking to me. Honestly, I did not expect it as well. I did not expect that at all, really. And he said yes, that's how it is in Kenya. So there was even a day someone pointed to me. You guys will know him, right? He makes content on here as well. The African Diaries. We met in Kenya. He pointed to me a colonial building, like a house where the colonizers used to live back in the day. The building is still up there in Nairobi and standing. They still live there and everything. And I'm like, what? I had never seen like a building like that for me. I know there are like buildings like that in Nigeria, in places, right? And in Ghana and stuff, but I don't know of houses though. I know of like maybe certain establishments where they used to do some of these heinous things that they did back in the day, right? But I did not know of houses and I was not expecting to see like a colonizer's house and that people still live there, like the descendants or something. That was it was crazy to me. But yeah, sure, there's a lot of white people in Kenya. So now let me give Grace. Grace is back up. Let me add Grace one more time. Hopefully we can hear her better now. Grace, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you. Thank you
Yes,
for coming
yes,
back up. Hello?
I have a second delay on my microphone for some reason. I
Okay,
have a
so we'll work with the delay. You said it's a second.
Yes, I live in the United States, and I'm currently working from home as a paralegal.
Okay, Grace, we can hear you, but you're quiet now.
And I'm waiting for my feed to come through because for me, I'm still hearing myself talk.
Okay, do you want to try something else again for the second time? Maybe go back. I'll kick you off again. Then you can
No,
turn on
no,
your.
don't kick me out.
Okay, I was going to. No, I wasn't going to permanently kick you out. Just like another try. Since you said you could hear yourself, right?
It's being
So I was thinking maybe
deliberately done.
what? Hello, Grace. Are you there?
My microphone is being tampered with because I have insight on a lot of the reasons why the UN and the United States are doing these particular policies and choosing to do these particular policies.
Okay, you know what is going to happen, Grace? I'm just going to let you talk without breaking you. So, since we have like this lag delay thing going, so I'll keep quiet and let you just, say all that you have so that we can have like a nice flow to this conversation. Try to have like a nice flow to the conversation. So, I'm not going to be coming in at all. So, just tell us what you have to share with us.
Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity. Thank you. I have been fighting human trafficking for about 20 years. And the movie Passion of the Christ is real. I have insight, detailed information on the experience that I had with my children, also with many children of single mothers and single family here in America that's also connected to the UN. Um, my personal battle with this deep state organization that's connected to the court system and the United Nations has to do with the Jewish community, the deep state. Um, what court records and proof and evidence that I do have, these individuals have been gang stalking me and have been a part of my life.
Grace, for your security, first of all, I want to know, is it safe for you to be sharing what you are sharing right now? Do you think you are putting yourself in danger by speaking? Because I would not want you to put yourself in any dangerous position right now, or ever for that matter. And I don't know if it's me, but I can sense something like a sound like maybe you are crying. I'm not
It,
sure.
it's very sad what I experienced and recover from MK mind control. I had to watch and tell little children to be safe, and when they get older, to become police officers so they can fight for their family. Children that was stripped away from their family arms, loving family homes, that they've never been abused. And I found out that I was in the middle of a human trafficking ring.
Grace, before we continue, please, I want you to confirm one thing for me. One, that you are safe and you can actually talk, and that you feel like you are safe enough to share what you want to share right now. And two, also, if you can actually share, um let's refrain from, if you can refrain from using the JEW word, like pronouncing it out, or JEWISH word, just so we don't start experiencing maybe the life getting shut down or something, because they are a very protected group of people, right? So, but first of all, I want you to tell us if you are comfortable with sharing this, if it's safe. My own concern here is your safety, because it sounds very sensitive.
I'm very comfortable.
Do
It
you
is
have a
very sensitive.
protected, do you have an organization protecting you?
My husband's father was a sheriff. My husband's protecting me.
Okay, so do you want to continue talking with us? Do you still want to share what you wanted to share with us?
Yes, because we're all in danger. It's a global. movement of genocide.
Yes.
Um, and if I don't, I have. Do you know anything about the history of Kemet in Egypt that has to do with the resurrection of Bastet, the Egyptian goddess?
No, I'm not knowledgeable on that.
If you can, please research that information because it's very key to what they're doing to everyone now.
Okay. You know what, Grace? I think I'm so sorry, but I don't want you to feel offended by this, but I feel like I should, for your security, let you go. I don't know, it's just how I'm feeling right now. But I we appreciate that you were able to join us. Um, but
I'm
I
a
just feel like
psychic and I'm an oracle psychic, and I've been helping some people within the government that are very important people.
right. More reason why I feel like you should not be here. You're just giving me more reasons why I feel like you shouldn't be here. So I don't know. I want to drop you, but I don't want you to feel like it's because I don't want to speak with you or anything. Feel like you have so much you want to share, but it feels uncomfortable, right? So, but maybe you can join us when we're having another conversation, though. Thank you.
Um,
Oh my goodness, I had to let Grace go because it was getting my spirit was feeling somehow. I had to let her go. I don't know, there was something that was happening with my spirit. I feel like it wasn't safe. So, Grace, if you are still here, maybe you can send me if you can send me an email, email, yes, sharing with me the information that you want out here, if it's or if you want the information you want to share with me. I'm so sorry that I had to drop you, but I feel like it was something that I needed to do. But I feel bad though for dropping you, but I hope you understand. Maybe next time we can, chat, right? So now I'm going to be adding um TJ. TJ, please, if you are there. Hello, TJ, are you there? So moving forward, I'm just going to be letting each person speak for 5 minutes, I think, so we can have more people come up. And I only want to be here for an hour, right? And we are already at the 43 minutes mark. So I don't think TJ is with us. So TJ, I'm dropping you and I'm bringing up Nee. Nee, I hope Nee is around.
Yeah, I'm here. Hi, can you hear me?
Hi, Nee. Thank you for joining us.
Hi. I just wanted to say that I'm in NYC, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've been living here for most of my life and stuff. What's going on in general in NYC versus everywhere else is that they are it's a money play. We all know this. It's a money play. Everything going on is a money play. But the relocation, the migrant relocation, everything is a money play. And people don't really think about that. Like America, like Odu in the beginning said, America is about money. They don't care about their people. They don't care about anything else. They care about money. So when you have Africa that is full of resources, full of money, full of whatever they need, people are going to play into everything that's going on within Africa. That's why everybody has their eyes on Africa right now. And same thing for the relocation. Something's going on with the relocation that people trying to get money. They're trying to get money from out there. And so I think that a lot of the people, not just the government, but a lot of the people in Africa really need to look at their government, see what's going on, and really take into consideration what we need to do to change up everything, even if you have to make your own situations going on better for yourself, because clearly the government is not listening to the people or looking at the people. I mean, I'm just hearing recently about what was going on in with Kenya and Haiti, which is crazy. I'm not sure if you heard about it.
Of course I did.
Yeah, like
Ruto needs to be put under hell for that stupid decision he made.
right. And I wouldn't be surprised if it actually happens. I really wouldn't be surprised, because there's something going on that, it's people wanting money in their pockets. It's also, I hate to say it, but I think, the United States is definitely one of those places that, get into people's ears and then take what they gotta take and run. And so y'all stay safe. y'all really need to, look into stuff. The people really need to get into what their governments is doing and stuff, because it's going to get chaotic. It's really going to get chaotic.
Yeah, thank you very much, Nee. We appreciate you for your contribution.
No
It-
problem. Have a nice one, y'all.
You too. Thank you. You see that thing Ruto did, or intended to do in Haiti. That's crazy. Like our sister Neil was just saying, we have to really be paying attention to the things that our so-called leaders, our governments are doing, because that's how they pull us into things. Because see, while they are the ones making these decisions and doing these things, we are involved in a way because we are in the countries that these leaders are from. We pay taxes. It's our money and the money of our country that they are using for these things. Right. So, like Nee says, we have to be very, very, very involved with what they are doing and know what's happening in our countries. You see, for example, one thing that's been really eating me up lately is this realization of how um we find ourselves sometimes complicit, where we are complicit in all of these things that they do, but we are part of it anyways. We're not exactly the ones making the decisions, but they are in a way making the decisions on behalf of us, right? Of course, yeah. Wonderful said he's being paid. Of course, he's being paid. Which is one thing that I don't understand about these African leaders is how they would rather be under another man's storm than be on their own feet and be the boss. Like, it makes no sense to me when I think about how these men operate. It makes no sense. You are literally the men that are supposed to be the owners, if I can even say that right, of everything that's here on the continent and in control of everything that's here on the continent. You could be the boss of the entire world, because whoever controls Africa controls the world. You are from a place that own all of this. But you would rather be under someone else's thumb and let someone else own all of the stuff that are growing up in your are growing in your backyard. It makes no sense when I think about it. Why are they so comfortable being puppets when they could be the boss? And it's not even a normal man behavior. That's the thing for me about these leaders. Like, this cooning and puppeting, it's not a normal man behavior, because we all know, right? Men are egotistical, right? They have this ego to them, and ego drives them to want to achieve things. This ego drives men to want to, conquer things. This ego drives men to want to be the bosses. In Nigeria, we have this word we use for, men that are actually doing things for their families, in their communities, right? We call them odogu. We call them chairman. Those are big, big, big men that are doing well for themselves. They are doing well for their families. They are doing well for their communities. They have businesses. So a man like Dangote, for example, hell, I'm just using Dangote as an example. I'm not really, a fan. I'm not really a fan of what's going on there. But he's the kind of man that will be categorized as an odogu because he's a boss. His ego is driving him to accomplish things for himself, his family, and in a way for the, can I even say he's doing anything for the society? But in a way he is, right? Because Nigerians get jobs from his businesses and stuff. But we don't see that same behavior though from these so-called leaders. One crucial characteristics of a good leader is to be a protector, right? And we know how we say, okay, men are the leaders, men are the protector. I don't see protector attributes in these men. These men cannot protect nothing. Hell, dogs protect their areas, their territory better than African leaders are protecting this continent. We see how dogs pee around everywhere. They are marking their territory and saying, okay, this is my area, you can't come in. And whenever any other dog wants to come in and take over the space, they have to fight to keep their own, right? If dogs can pee for protection, hell, our African leaders are not even peeing. They can't even do what the dogs do. So it's crazy. It just makes no sense to me that we have a group of men, shameless men like that, and they have no shame. They have no shame. Like, we all know how men are. The everyday man that we know in our lives, our classmates, to our brothers, our extended family members, to our neighbors, right? We know how these men are when they're amongst other men. Men always want to be the top of the group. You see a group of guys, but all of them are fighting so they can be the biggest there, they can be the richest there, they can be the baddest there. That's how men operate. So when I see how African men are not ashamed, and when you see real life men in situations where in a way it's looking like they are not able to achieve as much as the other men in their group or their societies are able to achieve, they are ashamed. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that's what it is, right? I'm not saying I condone this behavior or whatever. I'm just saying, like, that's how the ways of men are. That's how they operate. If they are not able to do like their peers are doing, they feel intimidated. They feel they're not happy about it. They feel shame, right? But when it comes to African leaders, so-called African leaders, they are not even ashamed to be in the presence of these other men who are doing this, that, and the third for themselves and for their people and for their countries and continents. You will see them like, how are they not ashamed when they go for these summits or their government meetings? How don't they have shame when they are in the presence of these men that sometimes they're even older than? Sometimes these African leaders are way older than these foreign leaders even, but they are in the presence of these men that have been able to achieve all of these things, right, for their countries. Do the craziest of things even just so that they can be the odogu in the category of men, African leaders or world leaders, whatever. They were willing to go the extra mile, just their ego. That's how far their ego drove them, and they let their ego drive them. But African men, like, yes, Wildflower, they get summoned like children, and they don't even feel ashamed when they get there. They don't even feel ashamed. That's the part that I personally cannot understand, because it's so unlike man behavior. It's the behavior is not manly. The behavior is not manly at all. They are not protecting. They are not providing. What is the other thing they said men used to do? Again, they are not leading. Who wants to follow these people? They can't even lead themselves. They're like, this is a different set of men. Like, it's a different breed of men that we have on this continent that are leading us. And it's so unfortunate. It's so unfortunate that these are the groups of people that we have. I don't even think these people are men, because I don't see men behavior in these people. While you are from the richest continent in the world, you could own this world quite literally, but you said, no, I'd rather let a foreign person come and own my land instead, own my resources. I'd rather be a boy, like we say it in Nigeria. They rather be boys than actually be the boss. They rather be the messenger in the establishment than actually be the CEO. That's where they've relegated themselves to, and they relegated themselves to this position. I keep saying it. Yes, as much as we want to say, oh, the West does this, that, and the thought to us. If we ready today say no, we are putting an end to all of that. If the men, our leaders, ready today and say no, we're putting an end to all of that. That's all it would take. Because we are the majority, and we have we have the resources to build all of the things we need to protect ourselves and provide for ourselves. We literally have everything we need on the continent. So there's no reason for this boy behavior that I'm seeing. That makes no sense. Mark Men says laziness is a factor. Is it though? Laziness is a factor too. It takes effort to build a business. Do you think it's just laziness that is the factor? Okay, no, not just. You didn't say that. Do you think it's that laziness is involved here? Let me rephrase my question. I don't think laziness is the problem here. Oh. I think this is something where laziness. Hey, if it was even laziness, I think in a way it would have been good. It's not laziness. I don't even know what this is, but I know it's not. I just know it's not laziness. These people, don't they have their private businesses? They are so lazy, but they have time to be taking money and going to invest into the UK. These are not lazy men. These are just cowards. That's what these men are. I don't think it's laziness. I think it's cowardice or cowardice, anyhow you pronounce it. I think that's what this is. These are coward men. And it's unfortunate that we're being led by cowards. But let me bring try TJ again. I don't know if he's available now. TJ, are you there? TJ, are you there? I'll count to 10. Greed. See, here's the thing. See, I've thought about this before, right? And I want to speak on why I think greed is not a factor that is holding African leaders back. Because if it's greed that is making them act this stupid, then they're even more stupid than I think. Because we see how greed pushed the leaders in the West to act. Why can't these ones here act like that? If it's really greed that is pushing them to act this way, I believe they would have been. Why are they not greedy? I'm struggling with my words here. If it's greed that is pushing them, why have these greeds not pushed them to the point where they will say it is them that own everything on the continent? This greed is only pushing them to go get stipends. That's why I don't think it's greed. Because they're getting stipends in comparison to what these other people are getting from the continent. African leaders are getting stipends. If it's truly greed that is pushing these men to act this way, they would have their greed should have pushed them in such a way that they would make sure they are the owners of everything and the controllers of everything that's here. But their greed is pushing them to stipends only. That don't make no sense to me. That it just doesn't make any sense. How they are so greedy for stipends. That it doesn't add up. It doesn't add up at all. I just think it's cowardice and I think it's foolishness. That's what I think it is. Thank you very much, Sibariafe. Thank you very much for your support. Welcome to the show. It's nice seeing you again. I don't think TJ is here at all. So TJ, I'm kicking you out of the studio. Maybe you can try again before I leave, but I'm going to take just two more. Let me see if I can take two, three more guests. Then I'll be out of here. Don P.
Hey, how you doing, Niece?
Hi, I'm fine. Thank you for joining us. How are you?
Good, good. It's been a minute since we've spoken, but still trying to get everything together. This situation is very disheartening, but
Mm,
if you understand the players on the field or on the chessboard, then it all. This is a story about two brothers. No one else matters. Now, like I said, the hair stood up on the back of my neck when I saw this director of the CIA in Kenya. I was like, okay, what's up with that? Now we know. I thought it was, had a lot to do with Haiti, which it did, but it had a lot to do with the UN as well. The UN is the beast system, and it's just moving to the place of most importance, which is the continent. All these other places in the world don't matter, including the United States of America. This land doesn't matter. This world is full of lies. Now, there's 70 nations. There aren't 100 or 200 and whatever nations. There's not. There's only 70 nations. That's what the Most High created. And that's what the story is going to come down to. Those 70 nations don't even matter. The only nations that really matter to the Most High is Yasharel and Edom. Because the importance of Edom is that they are the ruling folks at the end of the story. So if you see who's ruling the world now, you know who Edom is. And I'm not talking about a country. I'm talking about a people. And then if you follow his story, he tells you also who Yasharel is and where they are. And then how this story ends. It's all culminating. It's all wrapping up. The UN, like I said, that is the beast system. Look at everything that they're doing with their various different tentacles, like the World Health Organization, International Monetary Fund, the World Bank, etc. These are all the tentacles that it uses, and they're really coming down to a system where you lose your body autonomy. And let's not forget the depopulation, shall we say. So it is incumbent upon us to, one, come back to the Most High. I'm not talking about the God of the Romans. I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about our Creator and the founder of our nation, the nation of Yasharel, the children of Jacob. Because it's going to turn out just the way he said. We're watching it. I can't wait till next month. I'm gonna wrap it up with this. I can't wait until next month, April 8th, to see what's going to happen after the X is made. But some people don't know, unless you know some Paleo Hebrew. They don't know that that's the Tav, and the Tav is the last letter in the alphabet. It's the end. But a few months after that, you're going to have another eclipse, and it's going to come across, and the symbol it's going to make is the Aleph. The Aleph is the first letter in the Paleo Hebrew. So you got the end, and then you have the beginning, and I'll land it there.
Thank you very much, Mr. Don P. We appreciate your support. But I want to ask you, aside from the route of going back to the creator, as you stated, what else can we physically do?
Well, support the righteous leaders. You had said something earlier, which I'm keeping my eye on them, but I really believe what I'm seeing out of these three bold men. And I really hope that their attitude and their belief system becomes contagious, and that the people have to make their displeasure known. And when the people make their displeasure known, if you have a military that's paying attention, they'll do something. And this is why you had the guy called Moncoon over there in Nigeria begging his military not to overthrow him because he went too far. So it's incumbent upon the people.
So is there anything else at all we can, aside from the, going religiously, is there anything we can do physically? Because your only recommendation so far is for us to go down the religious route. And personally, me, I'm of an action kind of person, right? That's where I'm from. So physically, with our own hands, our brains, our intellectual capabilities, what can we do?
Well, like I said, you can make your voices known, but the reality is this. First of all, I'm not a religious person. I don't believe in religion. Religion is man-made. We have a nation of people that has a culture. It has laws and statutes. When we're obedient to those things, things happen. When we're disobedient, things happen that are not good. So never neglect that point, because the key to this is this. The Most High says, if my people who are called by my name would turn from their wicked ways, humble themselves and pray, then I will hear from heaven and I will heal their land. You want the continent healed? That's what you got to do. We can do all this stuff in the physical, but what has it really done?
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Dompi. We appreciate your contribution.
Appreciate you too.
Thank you. Do have a lovely day.
You too. Ciao, ciao.
Bye. So I'm going to let me try and see if I can bring two more persons in, but we're just going to do 5 minutes each, please. 5 minutes each. I said I was going to be on here for just an hour, and it's over an hour. So is Joseph there?
Yeah.
Mr. Joseph.
Yeah, how are you, my sister? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Thank you for joining us. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Yourself?
I'm fine, thank you.
Yeah. Now I was having a conversation with a gentleman. I thought he made
I think your
value.
volume is a bit low. If you can increase it a little bit.
Okay. I think I have now. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, but it's just a bit low.
Oh, okay. I think I try to put it on the headphones, but it's not. I don't think it's really working with the headphones.
Okay, we'll work with this. Don't worry, it's fine.
Fantastic. I'm hearing what you're saying in regards to obviously the revolution that's going on in Africa right now, and what are we to do, what ways to go around it. I think it's a bit of everything. We have to go spiritual, we have to go physical, everything. Because with all of the mass relocation, and I see what you're talking about in regards to that, we've always had a few steps forward and we've had a few steps backwards. The few steps forward was obviously with the kings of Sahel, with Ibrahim Traore and the gentlemen from Mali and Niger. They pushed forward with some of their actions, and they've been able to, really go into the core of the problem by kicking out those countries that have been leeching off their resources. And in regards to that now, Niger, Burkina Faso are one of the fastest growing economy because now they control their resources. And that's
Yeah,
why
I just found out that Burkina Faso is building a refinery for gold that would be running.
yes,
Is it refinery or
yes,
mining?
they did it like
Now they'll be
4 months
mining and
ago.
refining their own gold by
Yeah,
next year ending. That's
they,
2025 ending. That's amazing.
it
Man
is
is doing, Mr. Traore is doing some big things in Burkina
amazing,
Faso.
amazing thing. He signed a 50-50 deal with Russia to do a nuclear power. You
Yeah.
into you, and in return, the deals I've seen that have come out of Burkina Faso, for example, are real more strategic deals. If
Mm,
you see the deal Nigeria, for example, has with our petroleum, we're keeping only 5%. That was signed in 1957 when they discovered this black gold. And my intake was some people knew about it, and that's why they took out some of the people died over that stuff. You understand? And
mm,
we're still on that situation now. You see what Ghana is doing. So the step backwards, you see what Ghana is doing. In this
mm.
country at the moment, they're giving their licensing to an Australian company to take over the uranium. That's sad. Do you know what I'm saying to you? Like, this is not what we need at this present moment. This kind of movement of these puppets is not what we need at the moment. But I do believe that it will take an act of God and at the same time our physicality, us talking about it, that's going to happen. And we have to put the energy out there because they keep our energy by talking negative about Africa. You know what I mean? But if
Mm.
we keep having that belief, it's a mixture of both. It's going to happen. Because I never saw Ibrahim Traore coming. I never saw Niger and Mali coming. I never saw, I've been hearing about Malema, but I never really listened to Malema right now. South Africa holds the key now to another great one coming into power. Because
And they're
when you
fighting very hard to make sure Malema doesn't come into power.
no,
They're
they want
calling him all
everything.
sorts of names now.
I'm telling you, calling him a dictator, calling him a
Mm.
dangerous, saying all of this stuff.
They said it's dangerous.
Yeah, I live in London, so I read the newspaper here. Do you know what I'm saying to you? So I know what this is, what they're doing. Do you know what I'm saying? I can see from the Western media's view, from everything that's going on. They're calling him dangerous. They're calling him this. But if we have another, it would be a great step forward if Maleba comes in. So we have a four-headed beast that's coming in. No, I shouldn't call him beast. Like I'm talking like revolutionaries coming in that can hold them. And if you listen to Malema talk, you can see he's thinking forward. He's saying we need one currency in Africa. We need one language that we all learn. Swahili is keeping, I mean, saying things that are just forward thinking. We need to
His
have one.
manifesto, his manifesto are things that African people want.
Absolutely,
Yes,
absolutely.
and then you see the manifesto of the DA, for example. That's the oppositing party.
My
It
sister, let me
seems.
say something to you. If you watch what Malema said, they are
Mm,
funded by the Oppenheimer family, the same family
mm-hmm.
that owns the Bears. They're funded by them. So this is what
The family that owns what?
the Bears, diamonds, the Bear diamonds,
Right.
the Bear diamonds. There's a family, a white family called the Oppenheimers. You know what I'm saying? They are fund. Even Malema said they are funded by them. They're the same people that pulled a old Nelson Mandela aside and said, "Look, this is how it's going to be business as usual, but you just do the freedom and we all together stuff, but you're not touching anything in our business." Those negotiations are the reason why South Africans to this day are saying that Nelson Mandela sold them out because
See, did you know I did not know of that narrative of what you just said. I only found out sometime last year that South Africans, indigenous South Africans, are not exactly very big
my
fan.
sister, let me tell you something. I found out 2 years ago and I was watching a YouTube
If
vlogger.
you know how shocked I was.
My sister, I fell out of my bed when I saw this YouTube blogger speaking to South Africa. He's an American guy that goes everywhere around the world and landed in South Africa. So I follow him and he was speaking to South Africans. I fell out of my bed about 2.5, 3 years ago. I was like, Mandela Daya is my hero. But
Mandela that would be carrying on a pedestal.
I
See, my
know,
heart
but,
sunk.
but who am I to tell South Africans what they're experiencing? People my age
Mm.
remember their uncles and aunties getting killed, getting arrested, and their dead bodies thrown out of the police van a few days later. So who am I to go argue with them, the people on the land that experience apartheid? That's when I started to listen.
Mm.
I was like, wow, wow. Even Malema said it. The Oppenheimers pull them together. They pull him inside, sign the year contracts, made the Western media make him an hero as long as it's business as usual. You understand? And now the South African people are suffering the consequences of him not standing up. Winnie Mandela stood on business to their very last day. They will always respect a young Nelson Mandela. They will never respect the older Mandela. You understand? So now,
Mm.
Malema has come now, is and Opiama's family were the ones that were behind that as well, and they're the ones behind DA and the other British guy that wants to start independent Western Cape
In
because
Cape Town. Yes.
that is his worst fear is to use the black majority to do that, and he's also causing a divide based on what the older, the apartheid government did with the colored people. Now they're now becoming disenfranchised, saying the colored people, so they're now trying to use the DA to divide them. You understand? So this is why we have to if Malema gets in, it will be four more people on stop. I personally believe they should have Mama Arikana or Prof as one of the head of the AU. All of these guys now, even the Ugandan guy Museveni, and they're sitting on the fence for my own too much for my own liking. I'm sorry. Museveni of Uganda is sitting on the fence. Kagame is sitting on the fence. But I respect that Kagame used some of the money that they got from Congo and built this country. This is fine because they could have pocketed it like every rest of the rest of the other presidents.
But that's the thing, though. I feel like I share a different sentiment with you on the Kagame part, because why is Kagame acting like a colonizer when he can be a friend to Congo and everybody can benefit? I don't know if you know of the
My
fact that
sister,
he funds them rebels. So yes, he's putting the
my,
resources in the country or whatever he's putting, if he is,
my
which I
sister,
think he is, the evidence show. But there's a different way to go about this. We
I
cannot
know,
be persecuting our own people and
my
saying, oh,
sister,
like, we are using it for our country. Like, everybody can be happy. Nobody have to suffer for this. Hell, we are not supposed to be suffering at the hands of our own people because we're trying to better our own countries. That's
my
just
sister.
a
The
very not
power
so African
there,
behavior.
the power that is there, my sister, is overwhelming. This is why when I tell you Ibrahim Traore and those kings of hell, as I like to call them, are standing on business. The power that is there, my sister, is an established power that has just changed names since colonial times. If
Mm,
he did not make those kind of moves, it would be death of him. He wouldn't have lasted. I'm just saying. Let's play devil's advocate right now. The French army, trained him. Let's start there. Okay,
mm.
all of them, the rest of them, Museveni, all of them, they came through cool. All of them, right? All of those people there is how you maneuver. He's a bit of a chess player. He's a bit of a. If you listen to Kagame, he's not much of a talker. He's more of a thinker. You see how he moves. He has used all of that money. Look, this is how they do it. In the same way, when they had the other guy in Niger, they said, "Look, you're keeping 10%, and that's it. We're taking 90." Said, okay, all of his pocket. They all have. If you see their houses, if you come to London and see their kids come and play like this, you think it's something else. All these politicians over here is different. The kind of money that he took. What I'm saying to you is, he listened to his bosses. He is not the one funding them. His friends. There's hidden hands in Congo. They're just using him as a front.
But why is
You
he
understand?
letting them
There's
use
big
him
gap.
as a front?
Ah,
If that's the
sister, that power
case,
is overwhelming. The power they have is overwhelming. Some of
the
them have
power who
cameras in
have? Are
their
you saying the
president.
power the West have?
Yes, in Africa, is overwhelming. This is why I have to tell you, it's so important for me to say the kind of business Malema and all these guys are standing on. It's it's one of them that is the point that is to even listen to Ibrahim Traore last speech. He said it's death or free. I'm telling you, 4 attempts on his life.
Yes, I
I'm
know of that.
it's a situation where look, even when our guys want to do good, they are paid to do the wrong. You understand? They even lay out the accounts for them when they want to steal their money in Swiss, in all of the tax free places. They will even link them up with the best accountant systems. in the Western world when they want to steal their money. You understand? So if
Mm.
anyone that stands up business is fighting upstream, you understand? This is why I have to let you know the importance of those three kings. Those military men that are standing on business in Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso, they're putting their life on the line, my sister, including Malema, including all of them. So at that point, when I look at the argument, I'm like, how do we say this? On one hand, you say, yeah, you're right. But let me tell you, if you think he's the one sending it, that's why if you listen to what Kagame was not saying. He said, how can you say it's us? You should be attacking. He was trying to point, saying, he didn't want to say it, but he was saying there are bigger things there. You know what I mean? Like, there are bigger things there, i.e., there are bigger people there. So they're saying, if you let this, he said himself, they let the resources pass. And they say, if you let these resources pass, we'll give you 10%. And he keeps quiet, collect the money, build his country. That is what is going on. You understand? That is what we're seeing. So I don't know. I get it, but you have to be He doesn't have nuclear weapons, so he can't stand on business. Importance relationship with the Sahel kings is the relationship they have with Russia.
I
It's
want
a
to ask
very,
you a
very
question, Mr. Joseph. Sorry for cutting you off.
yeah.
One man, Mr. Kagame, maybe cannot make that decision. But what happens if all the men, all the leaders on the continent, if they make decision and say, no, we are not doing this? You think we would all receive missiles?
Look, I I I agree with you if all of us do that because that's the only way. Nkrumah knew that was the only way. That's why he started OAU, which now became AU. It's the only way, and that is what they have. They will spend billions of dollars to make sure that doesn't happen. It's the only way. What I know for a fact from a spiritual perspective, it's going to happen. Africa is going to come out on top, but we just don't know how. This is how God works. We're working. We have to walk by faith in what is happening now. And I saw one comment, guy say, "I sound defeated." I don't. I'm just trying to lay out exactly what's going on. We need both. We need those guys to continue staying there and keep them alive and pray for them. They should be in our prayer point every week. I'm telling you because we need them alive. We need those guys alive. We need
Who are you?
Arikana
Are
alive.
you? Who do we need alive?
Ibrahim Traore,
Oh,
the
of
president
course.
from Mali. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying?
I
We need
thought you
Malema.
were meaning. I thought you were maybe meaning Tinubu or Museveni.
What? Ah, ah, don't get me started on Baba Tinubu. Do not get me started on Baba Tinubu. Look, if someone say Tinubu don't go, I swear to God, I will keep quiet and I won't cry. God forgive me for saying that.
My friend told
God
me that
for,
if he hears that Tinubu goes, he's throwing a party.
God forgive my soul for thinking that. I'm telling you, my sister. God forgive
And I
me for
told this
that.
friend that if he throws this party, I would attend.
My sister. I will not smile and laugh, but I will say, oh God, just pour me some nice Gouda. Let me I drink some Gouda. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm just saying. I'm being honest
To
with you.
step down the news.
I'm saying, I'm telling you. This man wants to start an African bank in 4 years' time. Something we can do now. This is the plan. It's slowing. They put their puppets there. Okay, they're complaining. So just say you're going to do it 4 years. You can do it now. Now lie. You understand? They're pulling and they're strolling. They have another guy said, "Oh, it's going to take another 40 years for Africa to get it together." No, I rebuke that in Jesus' name. Now, you understand? This is
Mm.
what it is. This is what we have to. It's a different kind of fight. If Malema gets in, let me tell you another very important situation that I'm thinking. If Malema gets in, South Africa already has the equipment for nuclear weapons. All he has to do is activate it. Do you know that?
I wasn't aware of that. No.
South Africa had a nuclear weapon, I think, in the 90s, and they had to sign a deal with the West that they're not going to activate it, they're not going to use it. That was prior to, I think, just before Mandela got in, if I'm wrong. Please tell me if I'm wrong. All he has to do now is get into power, give him 9 months, put some African people there. He's already there. The system, they never blew it up, they never did anything. All you have,
So we had a nuclear weapon or nuclear weapons on this continent since, and I wasn't
yes,
aware.
the white people built it. The white government built it. The apartheid government built it. The apartheid government built it. All he has to do is step in there and activate it. They know these things. These people know this thing. This is why Opiama family are spending millions. Listen to the last Malema interview if you go on the
But
EFF.
but I'm confused on the Opiana family part. You said they are supporting Malema, right?
No, they're supporting DA.
Oh, because I
DA,
was not confused.
yeah,
When you
no,
were
no, no.
talking about who they were and who they were supporting, I
No,
was
no, no, no.
misunderstanding you.
They created multiple parties so they reduced the votes. Do you understand?
Hmm.
Because obviously, you have ANC, they always have the majority at all time because of the population. So now EFF
Hmm.
was come. So to disrupt these things, they were giving 20, 15 million to the Western Cape Freedom, the DA guys, the another group that came with that other guy as well. So three of them. So he uses to try and reduce the population. They played that nice game to put DA and to go into the colored people's, which are really mixed race of South Africa, to kind of point that that stuff there. Even them, I believe, some person has said it before. I believe it's not lost on them that there's some other African countries there. So that's why they create this thing. It's a media plot. Create this thing called fight. They're stealing their job. They do, even though most Nigerians that go there, they start businessing and create jobs. You understand? So it's like
Hmm.
these people had been in the system. They created the system.
Of course. So they know how to navigate through it because it's their
Exactly.
system. They know the layouts.
Exactly. They have the source code. So
Hmm.
this is
It's like
why
having the what do they call it? This thing for a house or any building. Is it the blueprint?
the architects have exactly.
Yes.
So you understand. So this is what they
Hmm.
do. South Africans, we're depending on South Africans right now because South Africa is such an important economy in Africa. If can get in and hold hands together with the kings of Sahel and a few of the other revolutionaries that we have around, it's over. It's over.
Just imagine for a second that South Africa gets Malema and he actually becomes very productive like Traore, right? And
Mhm.
then a country like Nigeria, for example, actually now gets a leader like Traore. And say after that we get Kenya. That's it for the continent.
My sister, I say amen to that.
South
Amen,
Africa,
sister.
Nigeria, Kenya, add Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. If we can get these people to have come and start doing these three other people, Nigeria, I'm saying people, countries rather, Nigeria, South Africa, and Kenya, because
It
those are big names and big economies. If these people can join and they're like
absolutely,
six, before you know what's happening, like every
absolutely.
other country is going to be getting their ish together slowly. And like you said, that's
Jump,
what the West have been fighting
jump
so
in.
hard to stop.
They doing everything to stop it. They even now in the paper here in England, the Independent are saying, oh, the division of Africa. Can Africa? They already putting those kind of poisonous articles. Is
They're
Africa
already
going to
starting the
survive?
propaganda.
They're starting it already. They're starting it already. So because the AES when they came together was because they're surrounded by puppets. We saw the video of Ghana's president going to be a snitch to the Americans. I think you did a video on that. I'm not sure whether you used another
No,
creator.
no, no, I didn't do a video on that one.
They saw a video literally him being a snitch to the CIA. I think it's the CIA or Secretary General of the U.S. saying I'm talking about Burkina Faso, saying that we need your help. They're coming. I'm like, look at this man. Look at this man. Where's your balls?
See,
You
these
see what I
men don't
mean?
have balls. Those men are
I'm telling you, where's their balls to do something better? They all sit down there. They take the money. They threaten them, and they say, okay, go to sit down. This is what you're gonna do. Look at him. Look at the Kenyan guy. Someone that we thought was gonna come out in a certain way. Now he's wearing
See,
Gucci now.
see, Ruto is a big disappointment. You know,
Oh my,
earlier when he just entered office, there were some very nice videos that were being released of him saying some very enticing, beautiful things. I think it just those things were like to buy the masses because I was bought for a second. And then the next thing I know, he did a 360. Before
yeah.
you know, he's going to Haiti to do let's not even talk about Haiti and what he was going there to do. Right? Like, nah.
No, but no, I'm saying, look, Ruto, to me, two things either happened to Ruto. I really believed him when he was coming in, and
I
they
did
always
too.
have that. I really did. It either it was a plan from the beginning, or they handled it in the middle, and they have something on him, and say, look, Mr. Man, if you don't do our bidding, we're gonna do this and this. But if you do our bidding, you get 10%. You know what? Let's put 1 billion in your foreign account. You control it. You send it out. Life is good. What say you? This is how they tempt them. It's so easy. They tempt them with. If you listen to Dr. Arikana talk, someone that has been an AU ambassador, she understood what was going on from early. If you Google her and put her on YouTube, she's been saying this thing from like 6 years ago, saying we need to get rid of France. We need to get guys. You got to listen to me. This is what is going on. They have the first right of refusal of any resources that shows up. No African governments can do anything about that. They will come in with their companies of their choosing and say, okay, we're going to give you 300 million, sit down over there, and we're going to handle it. There's a legislation in Nigeria that showed up one time. I think it's a Lancaster something. I can't remember it. I might be corrected. It's a clear law that says Nigeria must not build any infrastructure in regards to their resources. All we're doing is extracting. That's it. That has been modified through the years, and the military guys that were trained in Sandhurst here in England are the ones that ended up becoming all our military presidents. So they all been puppets from day one. Tafawa Balewa and Amadou Bello, the reason they were killed is still a suspicious thing to me. I don't know why. It still is. Because after they met the British Prime Minister a day before, the next day they're all dead. What did they ask the British Prime Minister? What did they say? Because that's what happened to Patrice Lumumba as well. He met the US president, and before you know it, his time is done. Because he asked that the uranium and the things, the resources that they own, they should have more share in it. And that's done. He's dead. This is what I'm saying. So I can understand them being scared. I can understand them being scared. This is why I love brave men like those three guys right now. They've been brave. I'm telling you, their life is literally on the line. Real talk. Did you read about the stuff the other guy that they almost paid? Was he $50 million to take him out? The military guy.
The
The
one
China
in Mali.
in Burkina Faso.
Sorry, Burkina Faso. No. Okay, yes.
Fifty
Yes, yes.
million. Look, it's serious money. The guy got the thing say, 50 million. Chai. You understand? This is how they tempt them. 4 times it's happened. You understand? This is how they take them all out. It's a very delicate thing. We need God. We need our ancestors to be awoken. We need also physicality of practical things happening, like Malema coming in and something happening to devoid whoever they're trying to put at the AU president now. Because I could see Museveni and Ruto. I saw a picture with them with the potential of the next AU president, and I know for a fact that is not a good thing. If Arikana or Professor Lumbamba are not there to be part of the EU, then we're still owned by the West. The African Foundation Bank that they so-called have is majority owned by the West. So there's nothing. AU is not. We don't own AU right now. There's nothing. Ethiopian President Ogin and what's this called Ruto, like their friends, is a problem. So as we're going forward, we're starting to see the puppets. The puppets are starting to show their hands. We're starting to see them in broad daylight now. I did not know Ethiopia was part of it. Now we know. I did not think Museveni, even he stands on LGBTQ, was part of it. Now we know he is. He's sitting on the fence. He's playing. He's an old school guy, old guy, military guy. You understand? We see all of
Hmm.
them. But all we can have is faith in these three gentlemen and Malema stepping in because it's the only way we can align it. Or some miraculous thing happens that it will show up and it will happen that something happens that it just pivots. We need the hand of God in our lives. But at the moment, there's something that's happening in the West that might be to our advantage, which I think that a lot of people are missing. The West
What?
is the West is falling, and that can and could be to our advantage because if we don't snap this opportunity, whoever wins that war is coming to be the new colonizer. You understand, my sister?
I do.
Whoever, so if China wins, they're going to come in there. So we need. This is a very, very. It's like it's one of those choices. If you read in the Bible, where um, Jacob and Esau had to, he had that choice: do I sell my birthright or not? The moment he sold his birthright, the Bible says the guy he spent his whole life trying to chase that birthright. You understand? For his whole life. It is a very, very important junction in African politics and in our African lives because it will impact the next 200 years. Easy. Because whoever wins this war, because they're going to go to war, it's going to happen. You know what I mean? We're just counting the days or the years. They're going to go. Is the West versus, according to them, the rest of the world. But knowing human nature, the next person, whoever wins that war, is going to try to come and colonize Africa. What Africa has to do now is to get our shit together now. That even after the war finishes, we've already got our shit together. We'll be like, oh, look, partners or nothing. You understand? Nobody's colonizing anything. Just like how the UAE kind of muscled their way past a little bit from being colonized and in negotiating that they use the dollar so they don't get attacked. That's why they all got so rich. You understand? The dollar, petrodollar. You understand? That's how they were able to keep that. That made sense to the other guys and to the American guys because it powers up the dollar by them using the dollar for the petroleum, the black gold. You understand? So it's
I
very
understand you.
important. It's very, very important. We are at a very peculiar, unique position. This is one of those positions that my sister, if we miss this position 200 years, nothing. Look, we're still going to be under this thing for the next 200 years. It's as simple as that. America was there at one point, my sister. Sorry that I'm talking. America was there at that one point because they were fighting the British
The British.
in America at that time. They had that point until a few of them got together and wrote what you call the Declaration of the Independence. You understand? They say, look,
Mm.
we fight this. If they did not have that, they understood the power of that moment. Because if they did not take that opportunity at that point, right? Americans would there will not be no American, it will be British flag that was running there right now. They will be speaking British accent. They'll be having British flags right now. There will be no Lincoln, there will be none of that. That is why I'm trying to explain to you. Because that moment where they fought like their life depended on it, even use African slaves as well, is what happened. Even by the time they did that, they try to, you know what I mean? They try to use the sideline and use the civil war because these people are very tactical. They're the same people. So if we don't take on this moment, my God,
Thank you very
we're
much,
done for.
Joseph. Thank you very much, Joseph. This was a lot. And it was very
I'm
insightful. I really
I'm sorry, my
appreciate you. Thank you for
sorry.
joining us.
Thank you for having me. God bless you.
And I'm sorry for cutting you off like that abruptly. I'm so
My
sorry.
your channel, oh, now your channel. I don't go.
No, 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 no. Now my channel not Mr. Agode rude now. It's just
Nah,
that
nah.
I have been here for way longer than I thought I would be. And I want to see if I can give one last person, Juju. Juju has been waiting here at the back for a very good while now. To be unfair
Yeah,
of me to not bring him or her up right now. So let me
absolutely.
get to Juju and we go to see now next time.
By the special grace of God. Thank you very much for having me. God bless you.
Thank you for coming up. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, before I bring Juju up, let me quickly read some of this. This is from Sibaria Fe. Sis, please. I'm so sorry. I know I'm pronouncing this wrong. I'm so sorry. Maybe if you can teach me the right pronunciation so I can be getting it right, please don't be angry. Thank you very much for the super chat. You said action, maximum disclosure, social media. Let us see faces of people allowing continent to be destroyed, letting UN call ancestral spirits just like you struck US military down, lightning Georgia 2023. Yeah, let us, maybe we should summon Ogu or something, the god of iron. Right? Yes. Or Amadioha. Amadioha can handle all of these people because I don't know what they are doing for real. Let's see if there is another one. Okay, there is another one here from Blessed Child. Blessed Child, thank you very much. I appreciate you. You said keep doing what you are doing, child of. Yeah, thank you very much, sis. Thank you, thank you. Juju, I'm coming. Oh, I just want to quickly get to this before they disappear. And surviving white Zaddy. This is killing me. Thank you very much for the super chat. Thank you for the support. I appreciate you. Okay, I don't think that's something to laugh about. Now that I'm looking at it again, my sis, are you okay? Obviously not. I'm so sorry what happened, which I'm not sure what happened to you, but I'm just noticing the profile picture. I'm so sorry, sis, for what happened. I'm so sorry. Oh my goodness, this is sad. I just only saw the name and I didn't look at the picture, but now I notice the picture. I'm sorry, sis. I don't know what happened exactly, but I mean, we can basically tell it wasn't something nice. Sorry for that, and thank you for your support, sis. My golden life. Thank you very much, bro, sis. Okay, that's a sister. Thank you very much. You say thanks for all you do, EVA. Love your channel. I appreciate you, sis. Thank you very much for your support. And at this rate, Juju will swear for me. Common man 80. The Europeans are only 14% of the human population. However, they make up 95% of the United Nations. This is a power move. Of course it is. Thank you very much, Common Man, for your support. I mean, anybody can see what's going on if you have eyes. Everybody can see it. It's obviously suspicious, something sinister, nothing good would come out of this for the African people. So now, Juju, ready to bring you on. I'm so sorry for taking your time. Are you there? Juju? Juju, are you there? I don't think Juju is here, or maybe he's having connection problem. I want to highlight this comment from Kenya. Kenya says there will be a fight for Africa again. Hope y'all can read the writing on the wall. I hope, I wish everybody can see it, but unfortunately, some of our people are not seeing it. Some of us are still living in this kumbaya bubble. But, you know, when that time comes, I hope people are going to be ready to be on ground and do what needs to be done for our survival and for the protection of Africa's people, and Africa at large. Mother Pentica, you're asking for my email address. My email address is usually tagged down below in the description of my videos, but I've not put it in this one yet. So I'll say it out. It's IVIEANITAZZ at gmail.com. So I'll say it again. IVIE, my email address, IVIEANITAZZ ivie@gmail.com. For the last time, my email address is ivieanizz@gmail.com. So I wasn't able to add Juju. I think maybe they're having a connection problem, but I have to go now. It was nice having this conversation with you guys. I just got wind of this, information, and I thought I should, speak on it with you guys, and it was a nice conversation. So I'll be leaving now because it's night time and a girl's got to sleep because work tomorrow. Thank you very much for everybody in the chat. Thanks to everyone who joined the live. Juju, Joseph, Nee, and everyone else whose name I cannot remember right now. You guys were, super inspirational, and we, got to learn a thing or two from everyone who came up. Very much big contributions you guys had to bring us. So yeah, I'll be going now. Thank you very much, guys. I'll see you guys in the next live. I hope to be doing this more often because this is actually interesting. I'll be doing this often now, maybe even create a schedule. And yeah, we should do this more. So I'll see you guys sometime this week, maybe next tomorrow or on Sunday. I'm thinking next tomorrow or Sunday. So if you guys don't see me next tomorrow, you would see me on Sunday, 7 p.m. West African time. Thank you very much, everyone. Bye. Do have a lovely day. And we go then who?